The cruel lynching of 30-year-old Adivasi youth Madhu of Attapadi 5 years ago still continues to be a blemish on Kerala. Attapadi is a tribal taluk in the Palakkad district of Kerala state and covers an area of 735 square kilometers. Madhu's is the tragic story of a mentally deranged youth who might have stolen a loaf of bread or a packet of rice to quell his hunger pangs. It is the horrific story of a youth who was beaten to near death by a mob in Attapadi. On Friday, April 4th, came out the sensational verdict in the case, convicting 14 out of 16 accused in the case. 2 accused were acquitted in the case. They were found to be persons who caught the attack scenes on their mobile phones. The convicted persons were found guilty under IPC 304 Section 2, that means culpable homicide not amounting to murder. It was a loophole of sorts that went in favor of convicts as Madhu's death happened when he was being taken to hospital. The court had pointed out that the prosecution was not able to prove murder charges against the accused. The quantum of punishment will be announced on Wednesday. Madhu was an Adivasi youth from Chindagi hamlet in Attapadi. On February 22, 2018, he was caught from a cave in a forest, tied and thrashed by a group of local people alleging theft of food articles from a grocery shop. He was assaulted by the mob and later handed over to the police. However, the tribal youth collapsed and died while on the way to the hospital. According to the post-mortem report, Madhu had injuries on the head and bruises all over the body, including broken ribs as well as internal bleeding. 2 days later, following an uproar over the incident, a special investigation team filed a 3,000-page charge sheet and named a total of 16 people as accused in the case. They were charged with offences under the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe Prevention of Atrocities Act. However, all the accused were granted bail with strict conditions by the High Court in May 2018. 3 months later, a special court for trial of offence under the SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act in Mannarkad cancelled the bail of 12 accused. The bail was cancelled after it accepted the prosecution's argument that under their influence, several witnesses had turned hostile during the trial. The special court said that on the evaluation of the entire materials brought before it by the prosecution, it came to the conclusion that the accused had influenced the witnesses and attempted to challenge, rather dictate the whole criminal administrative system of the country. Furthermore, there were several alleged attempts to undermine the case by offering money to influence the witness, coupled with the government's apparent delay in appointing a public prosecutor. As per reports, it was at the request of Madhu's mother that a special public prosecutor was appointed for the case. However, he was not willing to appear, citing various inconveniences. Later, V.T. Raghunath was appointed and he did not appear when the case was heard on January 25, 2022 at Mannarkad Special Court. Later, Advocate Rajesh M. Menon, who was the additional public prosecutor in the case, took charge as special public prosecutor after the victim's family sought a change in prosecutor. The hearing of the case, which began on April 20, 2022, was completed on March 10, 2023. There were 127 prosecution witnesses in the case. Of the 100 witnesses who were heard during the trial, 24 were declared hostile. Another 24 were removed without being heard, whereas 2 people died. Madhu's family decided to seek police protection as they have been facing pressure from the relatives of the accused in the wake of the verdict and were finding it difficult even to reach the Mannarkad Special Court from Attapadi as part of the trial proceedings. Now, after 5 years of trials and tribulations, we can say that Madhu and his family have got justice, though the maximum punishment under the sections charged could be 10 years of jail term. Madhu case verdict once again reminds us about the plight of thousands of poor Adivasis in Kerala and the botched up policies of the government to ensure their well-being. By resettling Adivasis in forest and elephant corridors, also the government had done a big mistake. Crores of rupees have been allotted for the development and progress of Adivasi families. But Madhu's case shows there are still tribal people living in extreme poverty and squalid living conditions. On the other hand, there are groups of non-Adivasi locals who are unscrupulous and cruel-minded enough to take laws into their own hands. After all, Madhu didn't indulge in any serious crime, and whatever he might have done was out of hunger. Let's hope that when the court pronounces the quantum of punishment in Madhu's case on Wednesday, it will give maximum punishment to the convicts so that it acts as a deterrent against such crimes.